Hello, hi, and greetings. Welcome to the Aimless Adventure Guild meeting. Across the table from me, I got Farmboy Racing himself, Brian Schultz.
That's me.
I've got the Bearded Wonder and the man who loves warm beer. Where is your beer today? It's warm, isn't it? Yeah, it's warm.
That's cool.
John,
That's cool.
It's got steam rolling up.
That's cool.
John, and of course, I'm Josh. This is our soon-to-be bi-weekly series. It was a weekly series. This is our bi-weekly YouTube series where we just talk about shit that maybe we didn't feel we had enough chance to talk about on our last podcast. This last podcast, we talked a lot about Fallout 4.
Just a little bit.
And we're going to have to talk at some point about how we're going to do our Game of the Year, because I'm going to be drowned out in votes, so I'm not cool with that. But we'll talk.
Voting has its consequences.
We'll talk about that later. But we wanted to talk about Black Friday, and it was John's suggestion, so I want John to go first on what he wanted to talk about.
Okay. My biggest thing about Black Friday is this oversaturation of the event. Not necessarily the day, because now it's the week of Black Friday events. And
yeah.
I say within the next 10 years it's going to be Black November.
Oh yeah.
But I think that just kind of kills...
Black months matter.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I think it waters it down so much that
It does.
it's going to hurt itself.
It totally, truly is, it's basically like enveloping and swallowing and just killing Thanksgiving to me.
I guess I sort of agree, right? Like, we all know how Black Friday began. Black Friday was the day that retailers realized that they're going into the black for the year, which means they're making a profit. Mm-hmm. So for the rest of the year, they're in the red or they're kind of in the gray somewhere in the middle.
They limp it to mid-October.
To the holidays, when everybody's out there, thank you, Coca-Cola, buying Christmas presents for everybody, right? So that's how Black Friday began. It began as a consumer buying habit. Everybody is off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're all full of turkey. They don't have to worry about dinner. They don't have to worry about lunch. They're pretty much set.
There's no football on Friday.
There's no football on Friday.
There might be college games then. I can't remember.
But you have two options the Friday after Thanksgiving, right? You can go to the movie theater, or you can go shopping and get your Christmas list knocked out of the way. And I'm sure that the housewife or whatever that was sitting at home thought that was a brilliant idea the first time it happened. And it sort of became a thing.
That was back in like 1940.
Something. Yeah.
Like, hey, honey, we're not doing anything.
Let's go down to the hardware store.
Let's go down to the local fucking, five and dime.
Whenever Coca-Cola really consumerized Christmas, whenever that was. Yeah.
But the polar bears.
Yeah.
The polar bears.
Right?
Oh, man. Just real quick, I want to talk about how funny I think the red cup thing is with Starbucks. Real quick.
Yeah.
Everybody's pissed that it's just a red cup, and it's like, you realize that it's red because of Coca-Cola. Like, there was no, red and white for Christmas prior to Coca-Cola. Like, that is the reason red and white exists, because before Santa was mostly dressed in green.
Okay.
For reals?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have never heard that.
Yeah. So, it's one of those things where...
I remember early renditions of them were like brown or green.
And green and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, you look at old versions and he looks like, not
Scary.
to be blasphemous, but he looks like a bum, Like one year my mom gave me some wrapping paper that had realistic, and I'm like, I was like, it's kind of cool.
He's our house.
It's kind of cool. I mean, to me it was cool because it looked like a bunch of wizards on my, it didn't look like Santa Clauses.
Right.
I'm like, who the fuck are these guys?
Santa Claus has no place in the season, really, but, Coca-Cola made the red and white Santa, which is what became the colors for Christmas, which became the norm.
I had never heard that.
So, in a way, Starbucks is actually promoting Coca-Cola by running a red cup at all.
Right.
Man.
They couldn't...
Plus, it's not even Thanksgiving yet.
They couldn't make it red, white, and green, because green is the other color, like I said, because Santa was originally typically green or brown. So they can't make it green, because then you've got the Mexican flag up there, right?
Right.
So For real, they're an American company. They can't do it. And green is their other color. So you would think that they might think about that. But I guarantee you it's because it'd be the Mexican flag. And, oh, man, they'd be in a shit ton of trouble then.
A little bit.
Right? Like, what the fuck? You don't like America anymore, Starbucks?
So
Yeah, oh god, that would cause a shitstorm on Facebook.
Yeah.
the whole reason Black Friday and Christmas is what it is today is because of Coca-Cola.
Oh,
That's
history lesson.
that is our consumerist culture.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm gonna have to definitely share that nugget of info with you.
Definitely.
But anyway, so it became a consumer buying habit, and I guess for me personally, I don't get too wrapped up in the Black Friday thing. Like when I was younger, I think I went to 2 Black Fridays just because I thought a $99 TV was worth waiting in the cold for 9 or 10 hours. Which was dumb. I also went to midnight releases of movies and video games and shit like that, and I don't do that crap anymore because that's dumb.
Yeah.
And like for me, it's like the business is gonna follow what consumers want, right? So if consumers want their business to be open at 7:00 on a Thursday after Thanksgiving, because let's face it, like families don't even eat around the table like they did anymore.
Right.
Right, so it's usually like a big potluck thing anymore for a lot of families. They go
Grazing all day.
yeah, it's grazing all day, and like by 6 or 7:00, they're just done. They're ready to walk it off. And if they're like, oh shit, well we can go walk around Walmart and find a really cheap TV. Like they're gonna do that. And like,
Which ends up being
Right.
no walking.
and fucking more power to them. I don't give the least bit of a shit. I'm a little too old. I'm a little too agoraphobic at this point in my life. I don't want to be around those people. I don't want to be around the madness. I don't want to be around that energy.
I feel bad.
It's not
for,
positive.
The employees that gotta fucking, deal with that shit and the rudeness of people because like, the manners just go right out the window on that kind of shit. When they're like, it's the last one. It's like,
What
Christ Almighty.
what I'm going to say is people who do participate in Black Friday, like, please be nice. Like,
Yeah.
it is the holiday season, and I know you're stressed out, and I know you want to get that special something for someone. But like, there's no reason to like start being rude to people, right? As for the employees themselves, I guess I don't really feel bad for them. They're minimum wage, a lot of them seasonal workers. That's kind of sort of what they signed on for. So.
Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot of.
Yes.
I hate to be that asshole, but I don't have a whole lot of sympathy for it, I guess.
First things first, you're a realist.
Yeah, I am typically a realist, and it gets me into trouble. I mean, it pisses my wife off sometimes. But
I'm with you.
I like, hey, that's what you signed on for. When I was in the military, I signed on to be a seasonal worker at GameStop. I knew what the fuck I was getting into.
Right.
That said, I think that Black Friday does offer some families who are of limited.
You're allowed
means.
to have side jobs when you're in the military?
Yeah, you have to sign a form. As long as it's not, it doesn't conflict with anything, you can do it. And the jobs actually have clauses, like they're bound by law that like if something in the military comes up and I can't be there, they can't fire me for it.
Nice.
Even as a part-time worker. So,
Awesome.
but anyway, like, where was I going?
Black Friday workers.
Oh,
Seasonal workers.
Black Friday. Like I knew what I was getting into right at the time, and I knew that I might have to do that. But that's where I was going. It gives families of limited means a way to get some of those higher quality items that they normally either couldn't afford or would have to buy already like used, right?
Right.
So like, for instance, I hate to promote GameStop, but GameStop on Black Friday will sell you a PS4 bundle with a game and all that good stuff for $2.99.
Nice.
$50 off of its current MSRP, $100 cheaper than it was a year ago. That's a pretty great deal. I mean, like
yeah.
$300 is a lot more affordable than $400, which is what it launched at.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, it gives some people an opportunity to buy that thing.
Right.
I went down to our local Walmart. Buddy Rich went down there with me right after Thanksgiving dinner. Went down there probably about 8 o'clock because I wanted to buy a specific TV for Grandma. And I wanted to get down there to get a ticket to make sure I got one. So stood in line. And then we stood in line some more. Got that TV. I think it was like $108 or something like that for, I think it was a 35-inch or 37-inch flat screen. It was a good deal, but yeah, we got it home, hooked it up and everything. I just want people to know that unless you're buying a PS4 or the new Madden or Call of Duty or something, if you're buying like towels or a TV or something, if you're buying that TV for $88, that's $100 TV. You're not buying a $500 TV for $88.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like even the 55 that I've got in there, right? Like the audio output is either HDMI or like standard 3.5 millimeter jack only.
Oh wow.
I mean, I bought that TV for less than $400. It's 55 inches. It's 1080p. It's 120 hertz. It's got a decent picture on it. It's only got 2 HDMI inputs.
Oh wow.
It doesn't output audio except a 3.5
That's crazy.
millimeter, right? It doesn't have any kind of optical audio out or any kind of like way to do that. And thankfully, I don't use any of that stuff. But I mean,
It'd
you
be
get
nice if it was there.
yeah. I mean, you get what you pay for. And the only reason I give a shit is because I am a tech geek. Who was that? Was that me?
Sounded like the computer.
Did it? That was weird. Oh. But anyway,
Aliens.
so definitely aliens.
Yeah, sure. Definitely aliens.
It's aliens. I love that meme. You know what I mean? The guy from
guy with
Ancient Aliens.
The weird Jewish name with the hair up in there.
Yeah, the Jewish Greek name, the Galifianakis or whatever, and he's
Yeah.
like, aliens.
I thought it was the guy from My Name is Earl and Butterfly Effect.
No.
No, that's the guy from Ancient Aliens.
Okay.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, that's one of his like interviews, like where he's just like,
Yeah.
it's good shit.
I'm thinking a different one.
Hey,
That was the computer.
Oh shit.
we need more power.
Please work. Please don't fail on
We're having computer powering issues at the moment.
I think I fixed it.
Yay. Okay, we're back.
Oh, goddamn! I finally got the audio thing set up in the computer right, and it wants to fuck with me. Goddamn!
It must be the aliens.
Must be the aliens. But anyway, back to Black Friday. Anybody else have any thoughts on it, or?
I was just going to say also, the one time that I went down there during the actual event, which was on Thursday, the crowd wasn't that bad. It was, I mean, Coolidge is a pretty rural, cutthroat kind of town anyway, but it was pretty chill. No fist fights. Everybody was fairly polite. I mean, wasn't a pleasant experience, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's pretty chill, and when they have really limited stock of something that they know they're going to sell out for, they usually come out and hand out tickets and stuff like that.
Yeah, if I would have been waiting until midnight and didn't get that TV, I might have been the one throwing a fit.
Yeah. At the same time, I don't want that crush to the door. I don't want to, like, the reason I'm going to the Star Wars premiere at that restaurant that's also a movie theater is because then I don't have to sit fucking shoulder to shoulder and elbow to elbow with other
Where's
people. Scottsdale off of Shea Road. I can't remember the name of it, otherwise I'd plug it. But yeah, I mean,
How did they manage to get on that fucking list?
well, they are a movie theater,
Yeah.
but they have you sit at like a special. You're assigned a seat. You buy a seat based on based
Not
on
a restaurant doing
No.
a special screening. It's a movie theater.
that happens to serve
That
food.
happens-
Instead of
Okay.
like normal theater chairs, they're like lazy boys, and some
They-
of them you can like
You can sit at
have
the bar.
have
How
food
much are
delivered
they getting
in or
for
whatever.
tickets to that?
Actually, tickets are the same price.
Fuck, really?
Yeah, no, they're not any more expensive.
Holy fuck.
But they know they're going to sell beer. They know they're going to sell food. They, you know.
Is it like the rest of the shit where like shit's like 4 times like what you pay for at like a baseball game?
No, I mean it's about $20 a person. I mean for a meal, which is
Fuck, that's not bad at all.
bad.
Fuck.
which is totally like
That's a
reasonable.
beer and
Find
a
that
pretzel
out,
at the
man.
Ballpark.
Yeah, I mean that's it's pretty reasonable. But like my whole thing is that like I don't have to sit next to a bunch of fucking assholes. I don't have to worry about whether
Oh,
I'm.
I see how it is.
I don't have to worry about whether I'm sitting in
The
the.
common folk.
Doesn't want to go with us or anything.
I don't have to. You know, Amanda wanted to go, but I don't have to worry about whether I'm going to get in time to get like one of the good seats. Right? I'm assigned a seat. I know I get to walk in. I know that if I'm
Okay.
hungry, I get to get
Assigned
food.
seats, that's a good deal, yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of cool.
It would kill my. See, I'm a big movie hopper. Like, I've perfected a method.
He buys tickets for every one of the movies he hops to.
Yeah, and he just stays in the theater.
Yeah.
Taking the new ticket that
He-
he'd already purchased.
He schedules
to
it
the next
out
theater.
like a bus schedule, and he figures it out.
Yeah,
It's,
no, I don't do that.
we'll cut that out.
There's no disclaimer on this statement.
I've never done that. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've never been brave enough to try it.
Oh no, I've done it.
What's your personal record?
3 movies. That's
I've
my
done
personal.
Actually, I take that back.
6 movies in one
Did
day.
you?
Good Lord.
Yes.
I left one movie that was lame and just went to another theater and sat down. But
I
I
have
didn't,
done that too,
I
yeah.
didn't stick around for another movie.
When I was in Texas for tech school in the Air Force, integrity first, service before self, excellence in all we do. A bunch of friends of mine and I went to a movie theater that was in Texas. Now, keep in mind, I was making $1,200 a month,
Right.
and I didn't have a whole lot of money.
Big money.
And I was TDY, and Amanda was back here, so we had bills to pay. So I had like this much cash to work with on the weekends, and usually it was like withdrawing some of my per diem, so that I had a little bit of walking around cash or whatever. But we went to a movie theater down there in San Antonio near Lackland, and yeah, we saw like 3 movies that day. I think we spent. One of them was like really long. We saw Bruce Almighty.
Okay.
I want to say we saw.
Good. It was good.
We either saw the Hulk or we saw one of the Matrix movies, maybe the second one. It's been a long time. And then I think we saw there was a chick flick playing, and me and my friend Chuck were like, we got to go in there.
Did you guys hold hands? I got a little.
No. It was like I can't remember what I need
Reach
to-
down into the bottom of that popcorn.
No, I need to look up what chick flick it was, but like it was literally like a huge deal, and like we walked out of Bruce Almighty, and there are these just hot chicks just lined up
Oh, okay.
on the wall, right? And they're just waiting to go
Hot
into
chicks
the,
are good.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just waiting to go into this movie, and we're like, shit, we should probably see that.
We
You
should
think,
go where
you think
they're
we
going.
should see that? And our friend Christine was like, no. And I'm like, no. Chuck is like, no. Chuck is, yeah, let's go. Let's do this. Yeah. So,
I've always wanted to see The Notebook.
so it might have been The Notebook,
Okay.
actually. I think it might have been a Nicholas Sparks one. But yeah, we went and watched some chick flicks. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
I make fun, but I like chick flicks.
My record, yeah, my six movie day. I perfected my method when I was up in Alaska. I was working up there one summer, and
See him with a whiteboard, like crunching numbers.
Right.
Okay.
It is-
This'll never work.
Dude, you got to prepare. You can't just go into that deal blind. If you wanna be successful at it, you got to prepare. But towards the end of the summer, when work had really slowed down, and then on into October, I stayed there longer than I should have. But my boss was kind of lead me along, get me to stay because he. Regardless, I digress. So I go and same situation. I mean, work had come to a grinding halt, and money was a precious thing. So you instead of just sitting on Facebook all day, I started coming up with stuff to do that didn't cost a whole lot of money, and I figured out, well, it cost me $11-12 to get in for one, but then once I'm in.
Yeah.
And so, like, you dress in layers, so as you're walking by the thing, you're wearing something different every time. And I even went as far as to, like, sneak in different hats.
Shit, we didn't even do that.
I was just about to ask you,
So-
how many hats do you own?
Oh, I probably have, at the very least, probably 100, probably.
wow.
Yeah. But, I mean, and on a side note, yeah, clothes-wise, I'm the same way. But I have a ton of shirts, ton of T-shirts, but I buy everything, like, I don't shop at, like, retail stores. I go to, like, Ross and Marshalls.
Ross is awesome.
And,
Yeah.
Beals. And my wife gives me shit, but I'm like, man, I got a closet full of, like, $10, $15 shirts. It's not like I
Right.
got a fucking, my pants are, like, $15 at Walmart. I mean, I might have a bunch of them, but my whole wardrobe is like a couple $100. You
Right.
know what I mean?
I don't like clothes. I try to stretch them as long as possible because I don't want to have to buy new shit all the time.
I see. I'm when I find a deal, I buy it, whether I need it or not. It's about the deal for me.
Yep.
Except for ripped apparel.
Right. It's gotta be like something like this shirt right here. I actually found this. This was Radical Rick. This is
That's kind of dope. It reminds me of that BMX movie from the 80s. What was the name?
Rad.
Rad, right.
One of my favorite movies of all time. I've probably seen that one 1,000
If you
times.
put that on your list, it probably won't make the top 10, just saying. Unless we're talking BMX movies, then it might jump up.
Right. We'll do a top 5
top
BMX.
5 list of BX movies in the 80s.
Yeah.
No, but like this year, I probably paid like $30 for, and that was like, you know, one of my most expensive shirts in the closet right here.
These are $11 a piece plus like $3 shipping.
Right?
I
Yeah.
think this cost me $1
$1
at Savers or something.
winner.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So yeah, I don't do a lot of clothes shopping. But I think we've kind of gotten away from the Black Friday topic. That being said, Brian, you went to a racing event in Las Vegas,
Vegas.
Nevada.
Yes, sir. I was
What was the name of the event?
The event was the Duel in the Desert, the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, right next door to the NASCAR track. They have a dirt track, and they only race there twice a year. Once in the spring with the World of Outlaws, like the big wing sprint cars, and then once in the fall. And it's grown into the largest race in the country of cars of my style. We had
IMCA modified, right?
yeah, IMCA modifieds. We had, I want to say, like 300 or so, you know, show up. I think about 220, 240, somewhere in there were A mods, which is like exactly what I run, and then they have sport mods, which is like the next kind of half step down. But
Losers.
right. The track conditions weren't that great. Like
I saw
said,
that. Yeah, I read about that.
They put up a good effort, but a lot of it is you got to remember that you're working with dirt here, and it's not pavement that's, you know, the same all year round. Whereas dirt, if you're not working it constantly, it's not going to do what you want it to do, you know, on a moment's notice. So large holes develop, and the track gets pretty rough. And there was actually a kid from Tucson that literally destroyed his car. I mean, it is junk.
Twist the frame
from
or something
hitting
like
the
that?
hole.
Or?
Yeah, I mean the frame, the rear end. I mean the whole thing is just wasted.
You
It was-
been like an axle and shit like that?
Oh,
or-
it bent everything. I mean, the whole rear end was fucked up, and I mean, every corner of him, he hit a hole and started barrel rolling and rolled 4 times.
God
And
damn.
I mean, it just beat everything to shit. And luckily, I got through the deal pretty much unscathed. I mean, I don't think I really hurt anything. Maybe other than some parts that were already bent. I bent them a little more.
So-
but
I gotta ask you a question. Are you gonna go with a digital rev limiter box? You strike me. I haven't known you very long, but you seem like one of the honest, most genuine guys that I've met, especially in Coolidge. But like, I totally know that like the higher revs and shit wasn't like something that you
Yeah.
wanted or intended or whatever.
Yeah.
Manual distributors and all that stuff. I understand how that kind of shit can happen.
And what he's talking about is I on the first night I actually did pretty good. Started up front and finished second in my heat race, which transferred me to that night's A main. But after each heat race, they run you through a quick little tech deal, and my distributor or my ignition box has a rev limiter, and it has 2 dials, one that represents the thousands and one that represents the hundreds. And a little backstory: 3 weeks ago, I raced in Las Cruces under a different sanctioning body that allows you to run higher RPM. And so I turned it up, and when I turned it back down, our rev limit for our sanctioning body is 6,400 RPM.
Right.
And I turned it up over 7 to go racing cruises. Well, when I turned the dial back, I didn't turn it enough, and so it was literally pointed halfway between 6 and 7.
Right.
And so when I rolled through tech, the guy, you know, looks at my box, and he's looking at me and looking at the box, and then he takes a picture of it. He shows it to me, and he's like, "What does this look like?" And I'm like, "Fuck!" As soon as I saw the picture, I was
Looks like 64
I
to
was like,
me.
"It looks
Looks like I'm DQ'd.
right? It looks like it's halfway point to me, man." He's like, "Let's test it." So they actually put a box tester on my ignition unit, and you know, unfortunately, it was picking up the 7 and not the 6. So, so my good run got eliminated, and I got DQ'd, and which kind of, at that point, it set me back the whole weekend. because at that race, if you don't transfer all week long, every time you're on the track, you're scoring points. And the final day, the last chance races, they line you up by how many points you've accumulated. So the more points you've accumulated, the closer to the front you start.
Right.
And by getting DQ'd, I literally got a goose egg for that. On top of that, I lost my transfer spot, and on top of that, I had to basically start dead last in that night's B main.
Right.
So I mean, it just and on top of that is at that event, the first day it's an open pill draw. So you walk up, you register, and you reach into a box that's got little miniature manila envelopes, and you just pick one. And if you draw what is considered a good pill from 1 to 150, well then the next day, day 2 of the event, you literally have to draw from the bad pile. The first day, like I said, it's open draw. But day 2, they separate out all the pills, 1 to 150 and then 151 to 300. So the first day I drew a 47, which was a good pill. So the second day, and you know, now you're following what I'm getting at. Is like
on top of everything
on
had
top
to
of
draw
everything,
from the bad
I
pile.
have to start, you know, towards the back in day 2 in my heat race because I'm drawn from the bad pile now. And then on top of that, the heat that I draw was like, I'm looking around at guys in my heat on Friday, and like of the 12 cars in there, like 10 of them were bad fast guys. I mean, you know,
Cheaters who didn't get caught, or they're just really
no,
good
just
drivers?
bad fast guys. Guys that have been doing it for a long time, and you know, guys that, you know, a lot of them do it for a living. And I mean, it's what's that?
Can we take a quick break?
Yeah. Well, why don't? I mean, it's not a big deal. We can just.
But yeah,
wrap it
I mean,
up.
like I said, I had fun and didn't turn nothing up, and we race again this Saturday out here at 11 Mile Corners.
Awesome. Cool. I mean, we're proud to have you on the podcast. I love your car.
Definitely.
You guys should check out the rap that he did. It's
Yeah, and I did do a special rap for the event. It was the theme of the contest was represent your state, so I chose a Tombstone inspired rap, and it turned out
Tombstone
awesome.
the movie.
Tombstone the movie.
It is awesome.
Yeah. But where can they find a picture of that?
On my Facebook page, or there was links on imca.com.
Farm Boy Racing.
Yeah, Farm Boy NAZ Racing on
Farm
Facebook.
Boy NAZ. Okay.
Man, there was a bunch of people posting it. Race Feed X, they posted a bunch of links. They're the ones that film the races and broadcast it, and they were the ones in charge of the contest, so they had posted some.
Gotcha.
But there was a ton of press.
It's also on our Instagram at Aimless Adventure, so go through our Instagram and check that out too. We got other cool pictures there. But anyway, I think we'll wrap it up for this evening. I think that's it. It's been kind of a crazy day. We ended up having 3 people drop out sort of at the last minute. But we wanted to bring you something anyway, so we decided to discuss Black Friday. You got a history lesson.
Yeah, it was worth the trip just for that, man. Coca-Cola, fucking
fully
set the
useless
trend.
facts, this noggin. But anyway, that's it for today. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we hope to see you next time.
See ya.